Thanks for joining me in our jungle here on a rainy Monday winter day, fall day in Chile. Please, if you haven't subscribed, do so. If you have any suggestions or comments, I love them. If you notice, I answer every comment in my comment section. Right now, 61% of the people that are going to watch this video today are not subscribers. If you're one of those 61%, please be aware that the people that are my subscribers are helping me produce these videos by supporting my channel. I really appreciate the people who are members of my PayPal club who also give their extra financial donation to me to help me push things along and keep me motivated. But if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. About 5 years ago, I bought a chainsaw here in Chile, a steel. I didn't know better. I know better now. You can bring chainsaws, weed eaters, leaf blowers, lawnmowers, tillers, do that because they're expensive here. But I bought this chainsaw here, which is a steel MS-381, which I think is very similar to the Farm Boss 590 or 290, I can't remember, in the U.S. And I had one of those in the U.S., Farm Boss, and I liked it. I can't remember how long the blade is, but you can get a good feel for it, the bar. But what's real interesting about this saw is that it is heavy, okay? It's quite heavy. I mean, I want to say that's 25 pounds, 30 pounds. And it's been an excellent saw. I really enjoyed it. And the reason I bought this big saw was that I had trees this big to cut down when we first got here, and I made a lot of fence out of it, and I made a lot of lumber out of it that we ran through a sawmill that we had come in. So I knew I had to do big stuff, and I needed a big saw that could handle it. I don't know that this is the biggest that steel makes. It probably isn't, but it was big enough that it's enough saw for me. The problem with it is it beats me up pretty good. After about a day of this, 8 hours of running, 6 hours, or even 4 hours of running this thing, man, you feel like you've had a 3-week workout at the gym, and it tears my back up, and I just can't do it anymore. I just can't. My back's falling apart. Recently, a friend of ours who lives here, he's a gringo, Travis bought this. This is the 5250 steel, which is a brand new saw. He paid about $300 for that saw right there, maybe between 3 and 4, let's say. And it's significantly lighter than my big saw. I'm not going to cut any today. I'm still beat up from the other day, still sore from it about 4 or 5 days ago. But I'm slowly getting through the woods, and I'm going to show you that project here in a minute. Going here is it's actually a fork in a road, 2 roads. It's where 2 roads separate out. One goes this way and the other goes that way. Weaves around the hill of our farm and ends up in our spring, our well. And both of these roads were made about 25 years ago, is what I've been told. But you would never know it to come down here other than it's a little level here. And you can see where the guy at the bulldozer pushed over trees and left the stumps there. And so, like the stump here that you really can't see, it's so covered up. This really green, horrendous stuff here is called Quila. Q-U-I-L-A. Quila. And Quila is Chilean bamboo. And I want to show you here that bamboo right there in half, and it's solid. It's not like the bamboo that you see anywhere else that I know of. It has leaves like other bamboo, but the stalks are more like vines than they are like bamboo. And if you look at it, it grows like a vine, and it grows like a stalk too, but it never gets hollow, and it is no fun. So here I am at this big tree, and I want to guess that this tree fell right here, parted from this other one right here. And here's the root. You can see where I cut it down there. I want to say it fell about 5 or 6 months ago, but I could be wrong. This tree, if you look, the wood is really red, and that is called Payine. This tree here, which is a big mama tree for sure, is also not so good down here. So a friend of mine's uncle, in Spanish tío, is going to come and turn this into fence posts for me. And he's going to cut this big one here down too, which is probably good because with the rot going on this side and around, I don't think it'll be there much longer. Both trees, he says he could probably get 100 fence posts. 3,000 pesos per fence post. 4 7-foot-long fence posts cut to my standard. I don't use as a chainsaw to do it, which is really cool. I can't do it. Well, I can, but it comes out like toothpicks. But the Chileans are just really artists when it comes to their wood and their firewood. So 3,000 pesos per fence post, and he's going to give me 100 of them, so that's 300,000 pesos. That's about $400 is what I'm going to pay for 100 fence posts, which is pretty good. Lasts for a real long time. There's fence posts that we've walked by here, and I think there might be one right over here, but I can't tell. Is that a fence post right there or just a stump? Some of them are 100 years old that are made out of Payine, this type of tree right here. And so they don't go away. Because I'll eventually have these and use them for our fence line around the farm up to keep the sheep, and I like to get some cows as well, a few. And I'm going to put board in between them and barbed wire too, but I'm also going to paint these posts with what's called carbonlineo, which is creosote. Okay? It all really works well. I want Thomas to take a picture of this shoe right here. Can you see that shoe, Thomas? That's right there is where I sawed my shoe open. I thought my toes too. And the reason I did is I was using that really big chainsaw for like 3 or 4 days in a row. I got up one morning and came out to work, and I was just too sore and too tired. And the chainsaw always wants to bite you. And so it will eventually. And for me, I've been running a saw for 40 some years, since I was about 8 years old, 9 years old. And never trust the saw, it always wants to bite you. Amber's 12 now, has been learning how to use the saw correctly and doing a little bit at a time, doing easy stuff, and he's come along. And eventually, he's an adult in training. He'll be a young man who has a good skill set for any type of life. So, talking about cutting into the woods to get down to where we're going to cut posts. Some trees that fell, we're going to turn into fence posts, and I had the workers come in. I want to show you what happened with that, how that turned out. So, stick with me. So far, those are 2 meters long. Those are 7 feet long. I should have done them all 2 meters, but in South Carolina, where I was from, the soil was a lot harder, so we didn't have to go as deep. We only went 1 foot. Here they go about 2 foot, because this is like cotton candy soil here. Rich, black, fluffy soil. So, and if you look at those posts, man, this guy does sawmill quality work. And sounds like they're not sawing right now, but I'm going to go down there and take a look-see at it and give you guys a little look too, take you along, and we'll see what they're doing. Now you can see how Chileans make fence posts. Yeah. from Chile Expat Family.